I almost died on Monday. I gotta get under the cover because
it's cold.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
Yep.
All right, mukbang. Mukbang.
And story time.
Yeah, me and Kingston got a mukbang story time about how we just spent our last week.
Well, last few days, but you know.
Well, the last week because this been going on since Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you're right.
Yeah. So, before Super Bowl Sunday, Kingston got the flu.
I didn't even know it yet. So, but I was just trying to stay away from people just in case.
Yeah, we didn't know. We did not actually get it confirmed that him or I had the flu until my dad went to the hospital because he came over here for Super Bowl Sunday and then he ended up getting the flu. And because he's 82 years old, he ended up going to the hospital because he just did not feel good and he didn't feel comfortable with being at home. Now me, I'm sitting up in the bed for over a week. My neck on this whole side swole up. We was both just sick as a dog. He really bounced back and went back to school. He shouldn't have went back to school, but he went back to school and after like 4 days, and then I was down real bad for like a whole week. I was down bad, and yeah, we finally getting to a point where we can actually eat. So yesterday was my birthday, and I could finally actually eat a full meal.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And so I decided I wanted,
seafood.
Yeah, seafood boil. Cause I mean, why not? It's my birthday, and I want a seafood boil, and I can finally eat like real food.
And let me tell you, it's good.
I made this sauce, y'all. Baby.
She went down.
Oh, this hot. This hotter than it was last night. So we had all this food, and I was like, oh, we should have did a mukbang. Well, we had, cool. We had so much food from yesterday. We're gonna put this in the foil.
Alright.
We had so much food from yesterday, y'all, that we was able to save enough food to eat again today.
And do this mukbang.
And go ahead and do this mukbang.
Oh my God, this egg is so hot.
And the reason why we was gonna do the mukbang is because I almost died on Monday. So I almost didn't even make it to see my birthday because.
Do you want me to start it off or? Well, alright. We're just gonna start the story off like this. On Monday night, right? She didn't get to see her birthday because
I saw my birthday.
Well, yeah.
I almost did.
She almost didn't get to see her birthday because of something that happened during Monday night. And we actually was just about to go to sleep that night. We was just making us some food. So
yeah,
and
I had just braided his hair.
Yeah, I just got
like
my hair done.
Quick braid because his hair was wet. I usually blow dry his hair and everything. We was being lazy because we was just trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, and she didn't, she just now woke up from a nap and she wasn't, I didn't want her to take too much long with my hair. So I got my hair cut, I got my hair done, and we was just going to make her some sandwich and then go to sleep, right? So we get done making the sandwich, and at the time of this during occurrence and stuff, my brother and his BM was staying at the house with us during the night. Well, they stayed.
He lived here.
Yeah, my brother lived here.
He did live here.
My brother lived here at the time, and was trying to get his stuff together. And his BN was just staying here for a little while.
They were visiting.
They was visiting so he could see his baby, spend time with his baby, and such and such, right? And so, while we was making our food, they was changing the baby. And the baby was crying, right? And while he was crying, what did he do?
He put his hand over his mouth.
And tried to stop the baby from crying, which my mom, she said,
don't do that.
Yeah, she was just giving him some advice about it. And you know how some kids are with their parents, they don't think they could tell them anything.
I was just saying don't do that because, you know, it's a baby. A baby, the way babies communicate is babies cry. And you're not going to be able to stop no baby from crying. You need to have patience when you have a baby. Clearly, I've had two, and I've been around kids all my life. So, you know, especially at the age that I'm at, you develop patience for babies, for children, and the things that they do, and the stuff that they get into. And he's only about 7-8 months years old. So, well, he's not even a year old. So he's only about 7-8 months. So clearly, he communicates by crying. So covering his mouth ain't gonna do nothing. So I was like, you know, you need to don't do that to him. Don't do him like that. He got mad, told me, don't tell him how to raise his son. Me, being the black ass mama that I am, I said, well, you in my house, and that's my grandson. So as long as you in my house, then I'm gonna tell you. And if you don't want me to say nothing to you, then you, her, and him, y'all can leave. Because I feel like you are very disrespectful. And anytime anybody tries to say anything to you, you start talking noise. Because he said more than just, don't tell me how to raise my son. He was, you know, talking shit. So I was like, well, you don't have to be up in here. And then you don't have to worry about nobody saying nothing about whatever you decide to do. You can be somewhere else besides my house. But I let it go. And I go back in my room because I'm supposed to be eating my sandwich.
You know, she didn't want to let her food get cold.
No, I just had a sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
It was already cold.
And so,
I just didn't feel like arguing.
Yeah.
So I went to my room because I was like, he disrespectful. And at the end of the day,
he gonna do him.
Yeah, at this point, I don't care.
And
I just go in my room.
That's cause her sandwich was way easier to make. It was like one of those, was it a cold sandwich? It was a cold sandwich with toasted.
I just toasted my bread.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she just went in her room. That's when cause my sandwich was more, you know, it's more cooked and more heated up. Cause I had more ingredients to my sandwich. And I was just waiting for my bread to finish getting done because all the other stuff about the sandwich was basically done. And so while I'm waiting for my bread to get finished toasting, I'm staring at the baby, smiling at the baby because, you know, that's my nephew, right? That's my he kind of likes me. We be spending time together. He be coming in my room. We crawl in my room, you know, trying to hang out with me sometimes. And I be just smiling at him, you know, making him smile, you know, little unk things, right?
Big unk.
Yeah. But he said something to me, talking about, what you looking at? Stop staring at me.
And I heard it. I'm in my room, but my door is open. So I heard him say, why you looking at me? And then they start arguing, going back and forth.
Because with things with him is, he likes to say things to me all the time. He likes to get into arguments.
Yeah, because why you snap so hard? Cause he was like, when it happened, I'm laughing. Y'all, I'm laughing now because that's the kind of goofy person I am. I don't hold grudges to the point where I don't see the hilarity in things. Cause I'm laughing now, but during the time I wasn't laughing. But I'm laughing because he just snapped and was like, bitch, I'm not talking to you, and I was like, I'm sitting right here, where I'm sitting right now, like, what the fuck going on in the living room?
And the only reason I snap like that is because he always does this. Anytime he get into an argument or anytime he in a bad mood, he try to, ship that mood onto other people. And
I do feel like you be snapping so fast though.
Yeah, because.
But I think that too, like you said before, your brother is the only person that can push your buttons like that.
Yeah, I'm not. If you talk to other people, I'm mostly quiet. I'm mostly a quiet, down to earth type of guy, and I don't really talk to people other than my friends. And I'm really goofy, but the only person that seems to take that to the next level is my older brother, right? And he always be doing shit to the point where it just makes me mad, and I don't like arguing that much. But with him, it's different because I just don't know. I get tired of it. I get tired of him trying to, make me mad to the point of not going back. But at the time of the incident, I didn't care.
Well, for the record, as a parent, I've never raised my children to fight each other. I don't think that that's cool at all, and I don't think that they should be fighting. So when I heard them going back and forth and arguing, because I heard the whole thing, I heard when he said, "Why you looking at me?" So I got up and I started cussing him out because I'm like, first you started with me just because I said something to you about the baby thing. Now you starting with your brother. And there's no reason for you to be starting up with him. So I'm like, what's wrong with you? You on your period? You in a bad mood? Why you acting like this? Because
we both talking to him because
you don't have. It's like, yeah. Why you so cranky? Like, why you even got a bad attitude? Like, you shouldn't even have no attitude, bro. Like, we was just chilling not long ago before all this stuff started happening, and so. You got real mad just because I said don't put your hand over the baby mouth. So now you getting into it with your brother. Like, it's stupid.
And at the time, I just saw it as her trying to give him a little bit of advice, because that's her mom. That's his mom. Her mom is going to tell you try to guide you into the right path of handling your baby. Right
now, I feel like, looking back on it, I guess he felt like we was trying to double team him because they into it and I'm telling him he wrong. But he's 15, my other son is 20. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you wrong. You're older, so you supposed to calm down and not be ridiculed. Like, don't be in here messing with your little brother. It's late. He gotta go to school the next day. Like, bro, you tripping. You know what I mean? Like, just shut up. Because that's the kind of person that I am. Whenever it's foolishness going on and I feel like it's stupid, I'm going to say this is dumb. This is stupid. And I'm going to say you need to shut up. Which, yes, I could have been in a peaceful zen place and just been like, hey guys, you just need to be quiet and find your center and stop talking to each other. But if I would have did that in that tone, neither one of them would have heard me. Like, trust me, anybody who has boys, they don't listen to that calm stuff. They don't listen when you're like, hey, God damn it.
And I can vouch for her. Because I know me and him, we wouldn't have stopped. Because, see me,
Y'all keep going.
yeah, but me, when I'm mad, that's why I try not to get mad at people. Because when I get mad. I get to the point of just screaming, just yelling, and to the point of, I don't want to hear shit you're saying. I just need you to stop talking to me, or I'm gonna keep getting mad, even more mad. Cause
But I be talking to you about that too. I be telling you need to control yourself.
But that's the thing. As a kid, I have anger issues and always used to, have problems controlling my anger. And as of now, I'm more, controlling about that, but I still, need work on it, right? And the only person that really don't understand that is him. That's the only person that be getting me to that point.
I think with boys, period, y'all gotta really learn how to control yourself and figure out really what's making you so angry and learn how to emotionally express yourself. You know what I mean? Express yourself with words. If you are able to verbalize how you feel and why you're feeling that way and verbalize a solution to whatever the problem is, then you won't have bigger problems.
Yeah.
And I talk to I talk to them all the time. Whenever things are not all rah crazy, I sit down and we'll have a calm conversation. And they're both usually receptive after the fact. But I don't know. It really wasn't even no. This was not something that's out of the normal that happened. You know what I mean? Like,
usually I'll just be quiet and just, go back in my room. But at the time, I was hungry too. That's another reason.
Well, so let's keep going with the story. So he basically, I said, you need to go to your room. So he started going to his room.
Yeah, I started going to the back because I was going to come in here and we was going to just finish watching a movie.
So Kai, which is the oldest.
Well, let's say it like this.
He jumps up. He jumps up on the couch.
Because earlier, while we was arguing, and when she came in, I kind of charged at him. And,
Yeah, but it was like a delayed reaction. Because he said he wanted to fight. I said, no, y'all not finna fight. And
you need to go to the room.
Yeah, you need to go to your room. So he started walking to his room. Mind you, he got a sandwich in his hand. So he walking to his room. Kai jumps up on the couch with his feet on my couch.
You tripping, bro.
That's number one. And then he starts trying to walk over towards me. And the couch is like, the hallway is right here and the end of the couch is like right here. So he walks to the end of the couch and gets down off the couch and stands in front of me. And I'm like, no, y'all not about to fight. And I started telling him, like, basically, I'm tired of all this drama. I'm tired of you not listening at my house. Because at this point, it's like a whole lot of stuff. And with him being 20 years old, like, as a parent, you get tired of telling somebody to do things like wash the dishes and wash the clothes and take care of this and do that. Like, the way that they have been raised, the way that they have been raised is they had chores growing up. So y'all already know that you're supposed to keep your bathroom clean, wash your dishes every night. I don't like dishes in my sink overnight. I want my yard to be cut. You need to take out the trash. It's just simple things that they've been getting taught since they was little bitty boys. So at this point, I'm like, you angry. Can't nobody tell you nothing, right? You don't want advice. You got your baby up in here. You got your girl up over here. You got all this stuff going on. And you feel like your mama got to deal with all this. And I have these issues at this point in time that I'm dealing with the flu. And I have other issues that I have going on too. Whereas I try to minimize my stress. Which is why I do my podcast videos. Which is why we have free meditation and yoga classes. Which is why I meditate. Which is why I just sit and read a lot of books. I'm in school right now. It's so many things I'm trying to do to better myself and better my life as a person. I don't have time for bullshit. I really don't. I don't want it in my life. I like to have a peaceful, laid-back life. I'm not in the streets. I don't go to the club. I've changed my life tremendously from who I was to who I am now. And yeah, I'm a little rough around the edges sometimes. So everything is not all namaste, love, and light, baby. But for the most part, I try to keep myself centered. So I'm basically telling him, like, ain't no fighting your little brother. You the one that got all this drama for no reason. This some petty shit. You need to leave my house. Leave. Get up and go.
And that's when I had to set my sandwich down, right? Because, see, with them is, with thing is with them, right? Is that you could tell him something, Kai something, my older brother. You could tell him something, but he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen at all. Even if you try to tell him to leave, he's not gonna listen, especially when he's mad. So I set my sandwich down somewhere, like on top of the washer, because this was like in mid, kind of in the living room, towards in the hallway, where towards the bedrooms and stuff like that. And I'm trying to separate them so like he doesn't try to do anything with her, because before all this, you know, he had a little tantrum or something like that, where he punched a hole in one of the closet doors where the towels are.
Just tearing my house up, child.
And you know, I after that, I didn't want him to accidentally be mad and put his hands on her, you know, which
so he was worried about him putting his hands on me.
Yeah,
but I wasn't. We weren't having a conversation like all of us. We weren't having. You know, this is in the heat of the moment type of a argument that's taking place right now.
Yeah.
So I'm telling him, go back in your room. He's not. I'm finding out later after the fact that he didn't want to go in his room because he thought that his brother was going to, you know, do something to me. But I'm steady telling him, go back in your room. I got this, because my main thing was just telling my oldest son, hey, you need to just leave the house, bro. Like, you got all this anger, you upset, you know, you want to put your hands on somebody that's 5 years younger than you tripping. Like, leave. Just leave the house. Just get out. You know what I mean? At this point, I don't care where he go. He could go to his homeboy house. They got friends that live around the corner and things like that. So I'm just like, just leave. He could have just went outside and went for a walk. Or he could have said, hey, Mom, I'm sorry. I don't have nowhere to go. I'm not trying to leave the house like that. I'm just going to be quiet and go on about my business. Go in my room. But he didn't do that. So he's steady standing in the hallway,
yelling and screaming. I actually don't know what he was saying at the moment, right?
Well, at the time, he was trying to fight him. So he's saying stuff like, no, Kingston always talking noise. He said he want to fight. So that's his main thing. But I'm standing in between the two of them because I don't want them to fight. He's saying, never mind. Now he's basically saying he don't want to fight. And he's trying to get us here. He's like, Mama, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You could go back in your room, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay for y'all to be fighting in my house. It's not okay for y'all not to be getting along and all this drama and shit. It's not okay. You need to leave. So I'm steady telling him he needs to go. So I tell him, hey, you need to go in your room. I got this. He ain't listening either. So I turn around, grab him, and shove him as hard as I can and say, go to your room. Oh, God. I just got some butter. Oh, my God. That tastes so good. So when I shove him and tell him to go to his room. I guess I shoved him too hard. I might have scratched him or something.
And I got mad and just said, forget about it. I'm done trying to talk to either one of y'all. And I just went in my room.
So he got pissed off and went in his room and started slamming doors and shit started falling everywhere and stuff. So
yeah.
Then Kai's like, oh, you hurt Kingston. I'm finna go check on him. Now how it went from him trying to fight him to now he want to check on him. So then he flips it on me like, you're crazy. You put your hands on him. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I was trying to get him to go in his room. And I said, you know what? Like, don't try to flip this on me because this whole thing is taking place because you jumped up off the couch trying to fight him. I was like, now you trying to flip it like this is something that I'm doing. Get out of my house. Now I'm really mad. At this point, now I'm super mad because you're trying to make me out to be the villain when you could have still left. You don't want egging on all this drama.
Which I could say that we was all pretty aggressive in this situation, right? And that none of us probably should have, been doing any of that. But, the past is the past.
We all could have went our separate ways, but as the elder in the situation, how I grew up, and that it doesn't mean that I'm right, but how I grew up is if my grandma, my mama, my daddy, if we starting to get out of line with each other, which I did, me and my cousins used to fight each other, me and my cousins used to get into it, but at the point that your mama walk in and be like, hey, stop, then we stop.
Yeah.
You don't keep going. You don't keep fighting each other. You don't keep tearing up people's house, doing all this shit in people's house, and they don't want you to do it. If your mama say, hey, you need to get up out of here, or you need to go stand outside and cool off, or you need to go for a walk, you go for a walk and you cool off. You don't just ignore what the person that is over the house, what they telling you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't grow up like that, where we had a choice not to listen to our parents. Baby, my mama would have slapped the fire and have slapped fire from me before. What? And I better not do nothing. So, to keep going with the story, at this point, he trying to gaslight me and say, I heard Kingston. Kingston not saying nothing. Kingston really just like, okay, look, like, let's just stop.
I'm just telling them, hey, let's all just calm down in the situation. He trying to talk to her and make it seem like she's crazy, and she just want him out of the house.
I just want him gone.
Yeah, basically. And, so he's walking into her room and they like right there. So he grabs her arm.
He came up in my face first, calling me crazy, and yelling all kind of stuff at me. So I muffed him like, boop, boop, get out of my house.
And that's when he grabbed her arms, telling her that she needed to calm down and that she needed to chill out. And was just saying that over and over again.
Yeah, so now he got my arms, and he got me, he done pushed me, he done grabbed my arms, pushed me all the way in my room, and then got me hanging off my bed. So I'm like, hanging off the side of the bed.
Like right here in the middle.
Arms, I'm down here. I'm basically like this, hanging on the bed, right? Which is painful. It's painful because I'm not all the way in the bed, so I have to like hold myself up. Hold on, let me get back adjusted and comfy. So I gotta try to hold myself up. So I'm like, man, and he's pushing his pressure, like he's pushing his body weight on me. And he's like, you need to calm down, you need to calm down. So Keisha is like, let her go.
No, let her go and, chill out.
And I'm like, let me go. And so he's like, no, you need to calm down. I said, I'm calmly, steady asking you to leave my house, and you won't leave my house. Like, let me go. So I'm like, you're hurting me. Let me go.
And so at that point, you know, she started crying because, you know,
I had surgery on my left arm. And the way he was squeezing me.
Alright, the camera kind of turned off for a bit there.
Well, it said we had reached our maximum recording time, so we gonna see if we can keep going.
But we might have to talk fast, so.
Or y'all gonna have to get a part 2.
But, so, he was, at this point in time, you know, she just had surgery, so her arms are probably hurting, and she started crying. And so, I said, see, now, she's crying, just let it go. Because at this point, he stopped talking, and everything just went silent as she started crying. Because, you know, what are you supposed to do then? So, I tell him, hey, she's crying, you need to just let her go. And he does that, gets up, and walks it towards the living room. And, right.
I get up. I say, get out my house. I'm still on the same plan I've been on since the beginning. Now, I really want you to leave my house because you grabbing me, you putting your hands on me, you know.
And as all of this was going on, she got up, she was telling him to leave, and as of all of this was going on, you know, she was trying to make sure the BM, his baby mama, was trying to leave. Make sure she got home and left safely.
Yeah, because at this point, I done told her to go ahead and take the baby out. So I'm like, you know, did you call your ride? Are they coming to get you? So I'm walking towards the living room to talk to her because that's where she is. And as I'm walking towards the living room, he doesn't let me get past the hallway. He starts pushing me back, and telling me not to, you know, go in the living room because the girl gonna fight me. And I'm like, what we fighting for? You know what I mean? Like, what me and her, we not into it. Nobody's into it. Like, you just need to leave the house. Like, nobody's trying to be into it with nobody. So, then he steady pushing me. So I'm like, man, bro, take your hands off me. Stop touching me.
And that's when I was standing between them, like.
Yeah, he's standing between us, but I'm trying to walk in the living room, and he's telling me I can't go in the living room. So then he's like, you need to go in your room and sit down. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is my motherfucking house. How you gonna tell me where to go in my house?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is my house. I can go anywhere I want to go in my house. I can go in the living room, the kitchen, bitch, wherever. I can go wherever I want to go because this is my domain. I don't know what you on right now, but you need to take your grubby fingers off of me, okay? Take your grubby little hands off of me.
And at that point,
but he kept pushing me.
And at that point, I have no idea what happened. Like, because
I don't even know how he got around you to put me in this damn Super Saiyan headlock.
All right, yeah. So while they pushing each other, he pushing her back, telling her to go in her room. Somehow, I guess he snapped and just went around me with, I don't know how that happened. He went around me and put her into like a headlock, and her back is facing her, his stomach like running just like a headlock, and he's just squeezing her tight, and somehow, and he's up against the wall because the light turns on, the hallway light turns on, right? Am I wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Like, once he grabbed me and put me in a headlock, all I can really remember is like going down to the ground and my knee hitting the ground. And then when my knee hit the ground and he picked me back up by my neck,
he dragged her into her room.
then I started saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe.
And that's
like,
what I was really telling her to, because when he started doing it, I was telling her to let her go. What are you doing? What are you doing? And that when he took it to the ground, that's when I knew he wasn't listening to me. So I just started trying to get his hands open and trying to at least make it a little looser for her so she could breathe.
Meanwhile, my life was flashing before my eyes. Like, I was like, I couldn't take another breath. Like I was out of breaths. You know how you like, I was out of them hoes. I couldn't do that no more. I couldn't.
Yeah. Because before all this, I'm mind you, this is the first day she has actually been feeling better from the flu.
Y'all hear me still coughing, sounding like somebody, old granny that been smoking Newports for 30 years.
Yeah. And, she's not qualified to do any of this. Deal with any of this, mind you. But he picks her up and drags her into her room, and she said I can see it in her face, and she's pointing at her thing, and I can read her lips, and she was saying, "Oh yeah, I can't breathe." So at the time, and so when everything was going on, I'm still trying to get him off her basically. And they fell back. It's all over the place at this point. He fell into the, they leaned into the fucking
Clothes. I got a clothes rack right here.
My bad. And everything's going on. So his baby mama come into the room talking about, Kai, what are you doing? And that's when he let her go. And he let her go and gets up. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Why would you do that? What's wrong with you? And
so when he let me go, I just called the police.
Yeah.
Which is the most fucked up thing as a mom that you could ever do to your child is call the laws on them.
And as a black family, we don't really like the police, right?
Well, at this point, I ain't gonna say that on camera or whatever, but at this point, I'm a civilian. So
yeah.
There's I look at it like that. And even in me calling them, I just want him to leave my house.
Yeah,
if I don't, see how I looked at it was that because I've been asking you to leave my house since the incident first started. Since he first started up with his brother, I was like, leave. So in my mind, I'm like, if we don't have to go through all this tussling through the house, and you still ain't left my house, at this point that you done choked me out, you probably still ain't gonna leave. And then what's gonna happen? What's the next step? You know what I mean? I don't want to bring harm to my child. So the only thing I can do is get the police to come and remove you from my house.
And so, after that, I closed her door because she was still in her room at the time. And after he just walked up because his baby mama was in the hallway, and he got up after that and just went in the hallway. And that's when I left too, because I was just trying to get him out the house too. And I was just trying to get everyone out the house and everyone to move before I could go check on her at least. But he told me to come with him and wait outside with him. So, and she was already on the phone with the cops, so it ain't no point. And I heard her door locked because she locked the door, right? She locked the door, and, you know, the situation at this point has escalated too far. So I might as well go outside too. And, you know, that's basically it. Because when...
my daughter just try to diffuse the situation. Like,
yeah.
I think the whole thing, like, during the whole process, like, I'm the type of person, I could cut somebody out, and then 2 seconds later, I could be laughing. Like, I don't really be mad. So, like, even during the whole situation, I never was angry. I just wanted him to leave the house because I didn't want to have to keep dealing with the whole drama behind all this arguing and all of this. I'm grown and I ain't got to listen to you and blah, 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 blah. Like, I was sick of it. So I was like, you know, I need a break from you as a person. Get the hell out of my house. So
me and him, I put some clothes on because it's real cold where we at right now. It's very cold. So I put some clothes on and we go outside and we wait outside. The cops come and they kind of separate everybody and they try to get each individual story. And at the end of everything, you know, so the cops put all the stories together, put all what she said, what he said, and what I said together, and they both all agree to take him to jail. And you know, it's hard on her because she got to watch the person that she gave birth to, the person that she raised, and the person that she helped bring up, and just got to see him go to jail. But at the same time, the cop said that if 1 second later, that if he didn't let go, she would have died. And
child. So
yeah.
This is my crazy life, living la vida loca. So now we trying to decide. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna bail him out.
Which we said as a right decision, as you know, as a right decision that we probably should bail him out, even though we don't have to. You know, I'm saying we, like I'm finna put any fucking money in this. But
it's a whole
situation.
I mean, if I went back to like the thing at 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 the thing, if I just went back through the timeline, baby, where I'm at right now is like it's no bueno. Like I don't want to do it. I don't want to have nothing to do with none of the situation, you know. And I will always think about, right, because when you growing up and you really don't have an understanding, you see people, you see their children, and you see the children acting bad, and you like, oh, their mama ain't raised them right, or you know, their parents did not do the right things and instill the right morals, values, overall, you know,
into their lives.
Yeah, into their lives. They didn't invest in those children, right? But being a parent gives you a different thing where you like, no, you actively see other people invest in their children. You see what they do. You know what they've done for your children. I know what I've done for mine. And for you to see your children going off on the wrong path, like sometimes that just happens because they get old enough to, you know, have their own thoughts and their own influences and what they think and what they feel.
They make their own choices.
They make their own choices.
You know, something I believe in, you know, my entire life is that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, and no matter who you do it to, you're always going to be your own choices, and your choices will always fall back on you. You're your own person. Even if you're raised to do something even if you're raised to be someone, you have the choice and you have your own power to make that choice. So, you can't blame anyone for the decisions you make. You can't blame anyone else for the outcome of yours.
And just as a witness, right?
Yeah.
There's been things that even with you that I've told you, hey, if you don't stop doing ABC, this gonna happen. Or you better not do this because this can happen. Or that person be doing this, or that person be into that. Do I be wrong?
No, she doesn't.
So all I be trying to do is look out for my babies, you know, because that's what God put me here for, as a guide to your children. That's what parents are for. If I tell them all the time, if you knew everything, then you would have came here without no parents. You would have came here on your own in like a little bubble or a little egg. You would have hatched yourself and you would have been out here in the wild fending for yourself since the day you touched down. But you needed somebody to feed you. You needed somebody to change your diaper, to put clothes on you, to keep you safe until you were old enough to keep yourself safe. So that's what I've tried to do. And at this point in time, I feel like, you know, you 20 years old, I should just take my hands off this and just walk away and act like I don't know your ass. But I don't know. That might be wrong. But that's how I feel. That's just how I feel.
Right now, we can't. So basically, the dilemma is that we came up. We got some money. We're not gonna tell y'all how to got it because you know that's kind of personal. But we got some money, and that same amount of money is the same amount of money that's needed to pay the 10% that's needed for his bail. And to get him out.
My thing is though, is that you always need me. The same person that you willing to hurt so bad by your actions your entire life, you need to be. When he got kicked out of school and I started homeschooling him, he couldn't even get into the military without them homeschool records. Why is there even any records to have? Because of me. Why is it, you know what I mean? Like so many things where it's like he's needing me. Last time he went to jail, because this ain't his first rodeo, baby. He went to jail for evading arrest and racing. Street racing. Motorcycle. Yep. Totaled the motorcycle. We ain't gonna tell you how he even got the motorcycle. That was some whole other
story time.
Bullshit. That's a whole nother story time.
That's a story for later. For next month.
It give me a headache just thinking about it. So totals the motorcycle, goes to jail. I'm out of town enjoying my family that live in another state. I'm out of town seeing them.
We in Savannah.
We at the beach.
Yep. We just got there.
Trying to enjoy. Yeah, we had just drove out there to the beach.
And just arrived.
And I love Savannah. And we just got out there and trying to, see what that's about. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm finna buy out there. Well, I'm not even trying to figure that out, baby. I knew I had came for the charred grilled oysters. I was trying to find me some oysters somewhere.
She's a little foodie.
Yes, so I was trying to find some food. But I'm trying to turn them on to like some stuff. And my cousin, me and my cousin pretty close. I'm so happy that I'm seeing her. She have a baby, so I'm spending time with her baby. Like I was just happy, just so happy. And I get a phone call, he in jail, and he needs to be bonded out.
And our grandfather, he old. He done with everything. He at this point in time, at the point that when that was happening, he was what, 82, right? 81.
He 82 now. So maybe like was it a year ago? No, that was like 2 years ago. So he's probably like 80.
Yeah, 80 years old. And
still, he don't want to get up and go do nothing. Just like now, he don't want to do nothing. You know what I mean?
But then again, he's an old man.
Yeah, but he had to get up out his bed because we was out of town, so I had to send the money to him and then let him go and get him out.
Yeah.
So, child,
really gone for real.
We don't even know.
it just be like a lot of stuff that I feel like it always falls back to mama, which it's a lot. It's like that with a lot of children. You call yourself not liking your parents, and you resent your parents for the sacrifices that they've had to make to be there for you and to do things for you. And yeah, you might not be super spoiled to where you grew up in a mansion, you get a brand new car when you 16, but I gave him a car, all type of things, you know what I mean? Like stuff that some other people not able to even do. I tried my best to give him things and be there for him. And anytime that something bad happens, I'm the person that got to pick up the slack because, you know, like y'all learned in my other videos, their dad passed away in 2009. So their dad is gone. So there's nobody else to lean on. There's no other man to lean on. You know, even with my dad being around, now if their other grandparents were still alive, which was my husband's grandmother and my husband's mother, if they were still around, then they could lean on them and depend on them. Like him being in jail, his grandma would have got him out just like that. They would have got him out because they just like that. They just like that.
That's how they was.
Yeah, they don't care if they dead ass wrong. They still just gonna
that's
be there
their
grandbaby. They still gonna be there for their grandkids. Like that's just how they was. But they passed away in 2020. So since 2020, we haven't had that type of support from them either. And baby, I got a story time still about all of that too for y'all. But yeah, you know, so it's just me. Like, fuck the big three, nigga. It's just big me, nigga. Pump, like, for real. That's how I be feeling. That's how I feel. I felt Kendrick when he said that. Because can't nobody call nobody else. I'm the person. I get tired of being the person, too. I'm going to tell you that, too. I get tired.
Oh, my God.
I get tired of being the person.
It's just stressful. It's stressful.
It's stressful.
It's stressful on her.
And the Lulu part about me is I'm sitting up here laughing about this shit right now, but
at the time, it wasn't funny.
It still ain't funny. I'm just delirious.
Yeah. She's just goofy, basically, you know. But
because who's supposed to bail you out? Me? I'm
the same person?
Yeah. Leave your ass there. I'd leave your ass there. The same person who said, get out my house, and you wouldn't leave my house.
Yeah. Like, literally, the cop even said it himself.
Yo, he was like, yeah, there should no grown-ass man be living in your house. But that's because, and he was black, and that's because as a black man, they already know, like, so it's something about kids, when they get a certain age, even I felt like that. When I was 17, I had money, baby. I had my own money when I was 17, and I could afford to live on my own.
She told me this story too many times.
And me and my mama used to get into it, and my mama used to try to tell me I had a curfew, and I could do this, and I could do that. Blah, blah, blah. You don't like it, you can leave. Baby, bye. Bye.
And she left.
But it was dumb of me to just leave because, man, I could have stayed at home with my mama. I could have stayed out them streets and I could have stacked my bread up. But I just wanted to be in the streets so bad and just get away from my mama so bad that I went on ahead and went and lived on my own as soon as I turned 18 and I could get an apartment. So, you know, I was spending so much money doing that, and I almost lost my apartment because my roommate, her funky ass, had just up and left and went home without saying anything to me, and didn't even pay her half for the rent. So, but them was the hustling days, and things happened.
It's a lesson that has to be learned.
But I paid my rent and I kept my apartment. But the thing is that it was a lot of struggles that I had to face and I had to deal with that I never wanted my children to deal with. And I've always told them, like, hey, stay here, save your money, stack your bread. have some type of ownership. You know, don't waste your money on an apartment. You know, try to get you a house, try to get you a duplex. You know, I'm trying to put them up on game with how they can position themselves. So as they get older, they'll have, you know, residual income always coming in. Now, babe, I'm full. So yeah, you know, I've tried to instill those things in them. So I'm to the point where I'm just kind of tired and I need to focus on me. And I know that sounds selfish and maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but I have poured into people my whole life. I've always been the person to help others as much as I can, and to my own detriment. And I feel like I'm in a position right now where I need to focus on my health, mentally, physically, spiritually, and really put that at the forefront so that I can be around to help. Because if I don't, then it doesn't matter what somebody thinks of me. I won't be here to help you no way. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So I don't know, but that's the mukbang. We finished eating. It's gone. It's gone. It was really good. The shrimp boil was good. For the sauce, I use the red hot wing sauce. I use garlic, fresh garlic. I use fresh lemon juice, and then I seasoned it with lemon pepper, garlic and herb seasoning, and I think that's it. Oh, and some Old Bay. Because the Old Bay really is what set it off. And some Old Bay. And that's it. So if you want to make you a mukbang, like I said, that's the sauce. All you got to do is just boil your seafood in that crawfish, the shrimp and crawfish boil by Louisiana. Put a little bit of that powder in your water. Boil your stuff. And then make that sauce. And then you pour the sauce over the top of it. Or put it in a bag and shake it up. Whatever you desire to do. Or if you don't want it to be as messy, then just put your sauce in a bowl and then just dip. Because we did have some last night that we could dip, but we ate it all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But we hope you enjoyed the mukbang. We hope you enjoyed the video and whatever you're doing. And yeah, we probably gonna do more stuff like this because, you know, this was good. Yeah. It's real good.
And we had plenty of stories.
Plenty. Our life is eventful. Trust. You know, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
Fuck the big three.
It's just me. You know, but
don't forget to like, subscribe, and I guess share if you want to share this.
And turn on post notifications, and you know, stay tuned for the next videos.
Cause I'm still alive, bitch.
You can't